Okay. Well, first of all, welcome and good morning to each and everyone. I hope that this class will be informative and helpful to all of you. This is the first month of autumn, and I think the best is to first go through the products that we have. And I think doTERRA South Africa chose the promotional oils very, very cleverly. As I go about these oils, it will become clear to you. Now, the first product we have for the month is cedarwood. And just hang on one second. I'm just going to stop my video for the sake of the signal not going bad. Okay. The first product we have is cedarwood, and that is the product of the month. So if you buy 125 PV or more, you will receive this promotional product. Its properties is antifungal, anti-infectious, antiseptic, astringent, diuretic, insect repellent, and sedative. It may help with acne, anxiety, arthritis, congestion, coughs, dandruff, inflammation, psoriasis, purification, sinusitis, skin diseases, stroke, and water retention. Diffuse to feel grounding and peace after a stressful day. Also great for respiratory support. Mix with your favorite oils, Epsom bath salts, or lotions for a great immunity boost. The second oil we have as on promotion is the limited time offer lemon eucalyptus. It's antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, antiviral, deodorant, expectorant, and insecticidal. It's the ideal repellent of cockroaches, fish moths, may help with athlete's foot, colds, cuts, dandruffs, fevers, herpes, laryngitis, scabs, sore throat, sores, and wounds. You can diffuse it indoor and outdoor for an uplifting scent or to purify the air. Mix 2 to 3 drops with water in a spray bottle to cleanse surfaces or use on skin as a mosquito repellent. Now, the CDC confirms that lemon eucalyptus is more effective than DET to repel mosquitoes. It can also actively disrupt and destroy the biofilm that surrounds and protects Candida albicans, or also known as yeast infection. The third and final oil promotion is Ylang Ylang. It is at a -10% at wholesale price. Its properties is antidepressant, antiseptic, antispasmodic, sedative, and also a tonic. It is used for anxiety, high blood pressure. It boosts self-esteem, depression, fatigue, hair loss, infections, shock, skin problems, soothes insect bites, and also for pneumonia. Diffuse to inhale the calming, soothing effects and more positivity. Mixed with fractionated coconut oil for a deep hair conditioner. I think it's clear why these 3 oils were chosen by doTERRA as promotional for this time of the year, where seasonal changes are taking its toll on our bodies, and also for the time where the cold has not yet set in and bugs are still up and about and pestering us. This is the promotion that I think one cannot let slip through one's fingers. Then I was asked to share with you the oils that I use and why I use them. So feel free to ask questions at any time. And then just first a bit of background that will help you understand my view and in return my journey with the oils and my multi-level approach with the oils. I love nature and I studied nature conservation. Therefore, I want to make my human footprint as small as possible. My whole family also loves animals, and we don't have a zoo of animals on our farm. No, I think it's more like a whole food chain, like our friends would like to call it. From horses, dogs, cats, to snakes, lizards, frogs, and tarantulas that we need to keep well. My mom got cancer that was brought on mainly by hormone replacements. I lost her very early in my high school life, and therefore I prefer the more natural way to medicine. With everything in life, I believe that the closer you act to nature, the better the outcome will be. Then with regards to the cleaning products that I prefer to make myself, the reason I use them is if you don't want to eat something, you should also not touch it, because your skin absorbs just as much as your intestines. With natural cleaning products, I feel safe, I feel the environment is safe, and it cleans better, and it's also more inexpensive. So I use oil for overall health, for aromatherapy, for cleaning, for my animals' health, and also as pest control. Now, when I needed to choose the oils that I want to talk about, it was a very difficult task because I love all my oils. So it's very, very, very difficult for me. But I think the oils that has made a huge difference in my life must be on top of the list, must be In Tune, Ylang Ylang, and vetiver and peppermint. Now, I have a son that struggles with concentration since early childhood, and his concentration was just never up to par. So his psychologist suggested that we put him in a private school. Then again, we live on on a farm close to a very small town with only one school of choice. So a private school was never an option for us. And then secondly, when we started this journey 8 years ago, he was still in preschool. So boarding school was also not an option for us. And we started with homeschooling him first for 6 months for a trial period. And the homeschooling worked so well for all of our kids that 8 years ago, we decided we are going to go this route and we are going to do homeschooling. But it wasn't always easy with him as we decided not to put him on Ritalin or any other concentration drugs. And this took a toll on me as his mother as well as his teacher. So the first oil that I bought was In Tune, and we still use it on a daily basis and sometimes during school as well. His sisters also uses it, and by the way, they don't have any concentration issues, none whatsoever. But sometimes they just feel tired and they need to concentrate, so then they also use the In Tune. And then during the December holidays, I actually experimented with diffuser blends to aid in my husband's sleep. And I filled all three the bedrooms diffusers with the same blend to experiment and test it. So when I experiment with this, I use the blends for at least 7 days to see if I can see something happening. And after a few days, I spot a difference in my son's concentration abilities with using Ylang Ylang and vetiver in his diffuser. So with that, I did a bit more research, and then I found out that Ylang Ylang is in the In Tune mix as well. With vetiver, it helps with ADHD, and also the Ylang Ylang helps him to cope with the battles he has to face due to his concentration issues, that he struggles with low self-esteem, anxiety, and sometimes depression. And luckily, we have the Ylang Ylang that does all three of those jobs. And then I did another experiment almost 3 weeks ago now. So I deliberately didn't put anything in his diffuser for a week to see if it's not just my imagination about these oils. And yeah, it was not great. We almost killed each other. So we're never going to go without vetiver or Ylang Ylang ever. Then last week, he asked for peppermint in his drinking water, which I thought was a bit crazy, as peppermint is far too strong for me. I prefer more the citrus oils. And he was adamant he wanted this peppermint in his water, so I gave it to him. But keep in mind that he was loving peppermint sweets, which is mostly artificial flavoring, but he loved that since he was a toddler. So I gave him the peppermint, but I was still a bit puzzled as how he was able to consume such a strong oil. And then I gave it the proper wording and I asked him, and his reply was, "It makes me less cross." So with all the stuff that he battles, his mood needs lift, and that is peppermint that works for him. Then for the rest of the family, we like lemon, wild orange, lime, bergamot, tangerine, and grapefruit in our drinking water. And then, of course, Motivate. That is my new fragrance of choice. And I have it on as we speak today as well. Motivate helps me get through my day. Breathe and On Guard, we used to diffuse and still diffuses it, except for my son that gets the vetiver and Ylang Ylang. So we diffuse it also on a regular basis to get away from the seasonal threats. And we diffuse it through the winter of 2020 without any illnesses during that winter time. Then On Guard hand wash is an absolute must in our household, as well as the On Guard toothpaste. At first, I only bought the On Guard toothpaste for me and my husband. He is afraid that the kids might ruin or make a mess with that toothpaste. And then I got robbed of my toothpaste because they love my toothpaste more than the regular toothpaste. So the whole household is on guard toothpaste at the moment. And then I also mix on guard with frankincense, lavender, melaleuca, and fractionated coconut oil in a small spray bottle for bumps and bruises. And then I think this is a huge favorite with everyone is Flume. Flume is frankincense, lemon, oregano, on guard, and melaleuca combined. 2 drops of each in a capsule twice daily. We have battled the normal sniffles with this, and then also middle ear infection and also tooth abscess. This is just absolutely an amazing blend. Oh, come on. Oh, lavender. Good. Lavender. So lavender is not only a calming oil in our house, but it works also exceptionally great for treating sunburn and insect bites. You can blend the frankincense with lavender with frankincense for an additional boost. Peppermint, like I said, for my son, but also it is great for pain and headaches. And we used it along with the Flume to battle the pain in middle ear infection. Bee Blue and Copaiba works wonders for our sore, strained, and muscles after training. We also use the Bee Blue rub. Melaleuca, with 2 teenagers in the house and a skin breakout every now and then, tea trees or Melaleuca is an absolute must. Then the youngest daughter of mine, she gets crack hands. For her, I make a mix of 6 drops of Deep Blue oil, 4 drops lavender, 2 drops frankincense, 2 drops wintergreen, in a 10 ml bottle, top up with fractionated coconut oil. Then also a very handy blend to have is the UTI bomb. This is frankincense, oregano, and on guard combined, 2 drops of each. This has also worked wonders in our house. Drink 2 capsules daily for 5 days. Then, like I said, we use aromatherapy as well. And with aromatherapy, I think that most favorite oil there must be wild orange. Definitely for its uplifting properties, but also for energizing. We diffuse mainly citrus oils, grapefruit, lemon, lime, in our home. It's an open plan, so yeah, it's nice, and we have this the whole time. And also the frankincense helps with the purifying of the air. Lavender, yet again, for its calming properties. And then further on, for my husband's sleep, I use balance and Roman chamomile in a diffuser. Then we get to the cleaning part. So you now know why I make my own cleaning products, but it was quite a journey to get here, to have a less toxic load on me and to search for healthier options for cleaning. So I do not have a maid, which is not uncommon, but in doing everything in and around the house myself, and also juggling all the other stuff I need to do, I need to work smarter, not harder. So I make my own room fresheners, bath cleaner, oven cleaner, dishwasher soap, rinse aid, surface cleaner, furniture oil, just to name a few. The oils I use most is melaleuca, lemon, lavender, and on guard. The one bathroom ceiling got very bad black mold due to the kids not switching on the extractor fan. I removed the mold with 15 liters of water, added 20 drops of on guard, and there's still no mold, and the ceiling is sparkling white. So there was no soap in the sticks. It was only on guard. With the rest of the recipes that I would like to use is surface cleaner. You can use this for a floor and tile cleaner as well. It's 1 cup of water to 1 cup of vinegar to 20 drops of wild orange. You can put it in a spray bottle and you spray it on your surfaces and you clean your surfaces like that. Then it's the stovetop and oven cleaner. With this, I use 2 tablespoons of Castile soap, 1 1/3 cup of baking soda, 6 drops of wild orange, a 1/4 cup of vinegar. You make a paste with this and you rub it with a pastry brush on your stove and in your oven. You leave it overnight. The next day you scrub a little bit and you wipe clean. What I found with this blend, if you use the citrus oils, it has an oily compound, almost like a waxy layer that gets left behind, even if you clean the surface, which is actually great because it's not a gunky build-up. It's just a waxy layer. So what I found with this is that even if you make a mess again on the stove and the food burns on, you get the food off even better in future because it doesn't stick to the stove that much. Then I also make my own dishwasher tablets. So for this, I use 1 cup of baking soda, 1/4 cup of citric acid, a tablespoon of On Guard hand wash, or you can use normal Castile soap with 5 drops of grapefruit. So this is also a paste, but now you put it into preferably a silicone mold that fits the size of your dishwasher tablet dispenser. You press this into the mold, let it dry, pop it out once it's dried into a container, and you use 1 tablet per wash. I also make dishwasher rinse aid, which is 1 cup of vinegar to 10 drops of lemon. Very easy, and it's not a lot of work to do this. Dish soap is 1 cup of Castile soap, 1 cup of water to 10 drops of melaleuca or eucalyptus. Use as regular dish soap. Then my dustbin deodorizers. Now for this, I use furniture felt floor protectors. Now, for that, you can get at a hardware shop or at a grocery store. It's small felt patches with glue at the bottom that you stick to your furniture's legs so it does not scratch the floor when you move the furniture. Now I use it for that, but the best use still is with essential oils in the dustbin. So I take that sticky part and I put it in onto the dustbin, and I use any type of, it depends on my mood, what drops I would like to use. Any 2 drops on that piece of felt. But if you don't want to buy that, you can also use your own felt and stick it to the, just a little bit, about a 5 Rand coin, to the dustbin, and you have a dustbin deodorizer. Now onto the bathroom. The room freshener I would like to use is 5 drops lemon, 5 drops lavender, 5 drops peppermint to 1 cup of water. Put in an amber colored spray bottle and use in the bathroom. It's also nice to use in any other room, and you can also swap the oils according to your taste. Toilet cleaner, also one of my favorites. I have used a lot of ammoniac and chlorine previously, and after using this, there's definitely not going back onto chlorine or ammoniac. The toilet cleaner is 1 cup of baking soda, 1/4 cup of citric acid to 20 drops of melaleuca. Now for this, you need to combine the baking soda and the melaleuca first before adding the citric acid. The reason for this being that baking soda absorbs the melaleuca and then that does not in liquid form react to the citric acid because it's absorbed by the baking soda, because you want this powdery substance to be stored up till when you are ready to use it. When you use it, you first flush the toilet so the bowl inside is nice and wet. Then you sprinkle a bit of this powder inside, let it sit for 10 minutes, brush and flush, and you're done. The bath scrub is 3/4 of a cup baking soda, 1/4 cup Castile soap, a tablespoon of water, a tablespoon of vinegar to 5 to 10 drops of lemon oil. Now this you combine also into a paste, rub it to where you want to clean, let it sit, scrub a little bit, and then you rinse it. With this also, the lemon have cleaned much better than any ammonia cleaner I've used previously. The lemon even got rid of some hot water marks that were on the bathtubs and the basins. Glass, mirror, and window cleaner. 1.5 cup vinegar, 10 liters of water, 8 drops of lemon. This makes everything glassy, shine, and sparkle. And then yet again, the lemon makes a waxy layer so you clean easier the next time around. Foaming hand wash. With this, you can make your own On Guard hand wash, and it's much cheaper and easy. 1 cup of Castile soap to 1 cup of water to 10 drops of On Guard. And voila, you have your On Guard hand wash. Then your furniture oil. 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup of vinegar, 10 drops of wild orange. Mix this into a container and rub on your furniture every 2 to 3 months. Like I mentioned, we have a lot of animals. So we do have animal stains from time to time. With that, we clean with On Guard and just a normal surface cleaner. But then to deter them and to get the scent out so they won't go there again, we use 1 cup of water, 1 cup vinegar, and 10 drops of rosemary in a spray bottle and spray it around the area and wipe clean. Okay, now we are at the laundry detergents. So in my search for healthier bases for detergents, I got to the old trustworthy Boership. So Boership is just normal animal fat that is cooked with sodium hydroxide. And the process that happens is soapification. So you get a soap out of it, which is normally in a bar form. But if you grate it, you can use it as a laundry detergent as well. How you use it? You take 2 tablespoons of that powder, you put it in a 2-liter container, fill it with warm water, stand overnight. The next morning, you have liquid detergent. So that's the liquid detergent that I like to use because there's no extra sulfates or any harmful chemicals in there. I also feel that a lot of allergic reactions is coming from laundry detergent with all that buildup and all that scent that gets stuck to one's clothes. So I don't really use fabric softener, but if you would like to use a fabric softener, you can use vinegar with added essential oils. And then also, I don't really use this laundry stain remover anymore. It is trusted, but for me, it's just not worthwhile to make it because the Boership does all the stains for me. I either rub my stuff with the bar soap or I put a little bit of liquid detergent on the stain and let it sit overnight, and I wash it regularly the next morning. But the laundry soap, the laundry stain remover that I used previously is 2 tablespoons of vegetable glycerine, 2 tablespoons of the steel soap, 3/4 cup filtered water, and 10 drops of lemon oil. Put this in a spray bottle, spray your clothes, leave overnight, and wash regularly. Then you can make a laundry scent booster. Like I said, the Boership is not very fragrant. So if you would like a nice smell on your clothes, you can use this. It also acts as a little bit of a softener because there's salt in there, and the salt softens the water or hot water as well. So you combine 1.5 cup of Epsom salt, 1/2 cup baking soda, with 20 to 30 essential oils of drops, essential oils of your choice. You add this, just a tablespoon of this, when you put your laundry and detergent in at the beginning of the cycle, and this will make your laundry smell nice. This salt, like I mentioned, acts as a fabric and water softener, but also it helps the essential oils scent to stick to the clothes. Nice scent blends that I've used and recommend is cedarwood with lemongrass and grapefruit, rosemary with wild orange, peppermint with wild orange, or wild orange, tangerine, and bergamot. Then the next step in cleaning laundry effectively is that your washing machine needs to be cleaned. A lot of commercial soaps make a buildup in the machine, so you need to clean your washing machine regularly. For this, we use 2 cups of baking soda, 2 cups of vinegar, and 20 drops of melaleuca. This is a 2-phase process, so listen carefully. First, you add the 2 cups of baking soda and only the baking soda to your washing machine. Some washing machines has a drum clean function. You can enable that function if it is there. Fill your machine with the hottest water at fullest capacity with no laundry inside. Let it wash, and when the cycle is finished, you do it all over again, but this time with the 2 cups of vinegar and the 20 drops of melaleuca. Let the cycle run again to its fullest capacity, no laundry, with it as hot as possible. After this, your machine will be nice and clean and also fresh smelling. There might be a bit of debris inside the drum. This you can just wipe clean, but most of it will be out the drain pipe. Like I said, I use it for my animals' health. Now, long before I worked with doTERRA, I used to make this fly spray recipe for my horses. But what I can tell you from this recipe is, previously I used store-bought essential oils, and in a 5-liter I used 40 mils of store-bought essential oils. And currently I am only using 10 to 15 drops in a 5-liter. So it's definitely more economic, and it's much healthier on the animals, and it does work better. So for this, I boil 8 rooibos tea bags with 5 liters of water. I let it sit overnight. The next morning, I will take out the tea bags. I will add 15 ml horse shampoo, 200 ml neem oil, 250 ml apple cider vinegar, and 10 to 15 drops of the following oil: lemongrass, citronella, or eucalyptus. You can also combine these 3 oils and use 5 drops of 5 drops of each. This is also safe to use on dogs. Just remember that neem oil does make a build-up on the coat, and if they are on your furniture, you will definitely have residue on your furniture. Then we raised warthogs. So Zengest was absolutely, an oregano, a great oils to have, as they got a stomach upset. So we used the oregano and the Zengest, and today they are both 5 kilograms heavy, so they are healthy and kicking. We also had a copaiba that we used for a strained leg that worked wonders. An oil that I use regularly, or a blend that I use regularly, is because I have 2 dogs that fight over the insecurity of the hierarchy at the moment. And this is to huge frustration for the whole family, because none of us likes the conflict. What I did here is I mixed the following oils, 1 drop of each, into a 10 ml roller bottle to ground them and to calm them. So I put 1 drop of marjoram, and marjoram deals with the nervousness in the dogs. And ylang ylang deals with the insecurity. So it's 1 drop ylang ylang, 1 drop lavender for shock, 1 drop bergamot for irritability. Because once they start fighting, at first it's just once in 3 weeks, and then the stress mounts, and then they get even more snappy at each other. So then you end up with 3 fights a day. And then frankincense slows their breathing during stressful times, and geranium balances their mood. So this is oil that I use, like I said, every day in a roller bottle. I top it up with fractionated coconut oil. I rub it on their collar, and I also leave it for them to smell on. Then this is my greatest testimony, is the lavender yet again. Now, 3 weeks ago, I needed to move one of my horses to a premises 130 kilometers from our farm. Now, this particular horse weighs 500 kgs. She's very anxious, and she does not like the horse box. Apart from being anxious, she's also very claustrophobic. So when I knew that this move is coming up, I was also anxious, and I said, well, I'm not going to tow her there, because I was towing her the 3 previous times that she made this huge commotion inside the horse box. Now, what she does is she jumps over the front barrier gate inside the horse box. Now, remember, this horse is 500 kgs. It's half a ton. She presses this huge body over the gate, between the body between the gate and the roof. And then she gets stuck there with the ribs hanging over this barrier. She can't go forward. She can't go back. She's kicking. She's struggling. And this all happens while you are towing her. So this is just absolutely frightening, because the vehicle gets pulled around. And I just said, I'm not going to pull this horse. My husband needs to help me. So prior to the whole tow, I decided to give her lavender oil. What I did was I just offered it to smell, and I could immediately see the reaction. Her eyes got softer and she relaxed. So for 2 days prior to the move, we put her inside the horse box, not towing, just putting her in, smelling the lavender before putting her in, smelling the lavender while she's inside, rubbing the lavender inside the horse box for her to smell, let her stand for 15 minutes, and we took her out. And that was just 2 days. So yeah, that was not, we previously did proper horse box training on this horse, but we just couldn't handle, she just keep on making this commotion. So yeah, like I said, I was anxious a lot. And then the day of the tow, I offered her lavender yet again. And today I am very glad to tell you that 150 kilometers went without any incident, none whatsoever. She was totally calm and relaxed. Like I said, I don't like to use poison on the farm of any form. For years, I used poison as I didn't have any other choice or research. And then about 4 years ago, I used more organic ways. And today I am glad to tell you that we have bats for the first time in years on the farm, which is great for us as bats catches mosquitoes and midges. That causes the African horse sickness, and that's a very frightening disease for all horse owners. So before I get into the essential oil recipes I use, I would like to explain the multi-level approach one has to take to get rid of pests. With regards to mice and rats, one can use peppermint to deter them, but one also has to make sure there's no food and water for them. Rat and mice traps will also help in stopping the plague. If you want to stop using poison, you have to start a multi-level approach. You have to break the life cycle of these pests. And for the record, there's no such thing as a safe poison. Poison will harm the complete ecosystem. With flies, we use red top fly catchers that work with poisonless bait that catches adult flies in a bag where they can't escape from. We order and release predator parasites on a monthly basis during the summer months. These are small hornets that prey on fly larvae only and do not sting humans or animals. We also use a yellow paint that's very sticky that we paint, and the flies get attracted to the yellow paint and then they get stuck there and they die. We also try to eliminate the breeding grounds by picking up wet manure on a daily basis. If one breaks up the life cycle and of pests like this, it makes it impossible for them to become a problem. We then use fly repellents for the odd fly here and there. I hope these examples make the multi-level approach to pest control a bit clearer. So the first mix I use is garden pest spray for aphids, and it's 10 drops thyme, 10 drops rosemary, 10 drops peppermint, 10 drops clove in a spray bottle with 500 milliliters of water. Combine these and then spray onto the aphids. The fly repellent I use around the home is a half cup of witch hazel, a half cup of apple cider vinegar, 30 to 50 drops of essential oils of your choice. The ones that work well is citronella, clove, lemongrass, rosemary, melaleuca, eucalyptus, cedarwood, lavender, and peppermint. But first, I want you to remember a few things about cleaning and pest and repellents with essential oils. So first, remember, if you're storing the oils, put it in an amber-colored container away from heat. You can use plastic amber-colored containers. Just make sure it's of PET grade, as the oil will interact with the lower grade. Then always shake before each use. The oils will differ in dichtheid. Sorry, I can't remember the English there. So yeah, you have to shake before each use. Then organic pest control might work slower, but definitely healthier. And if you get to the stage where we are now, and nature can and the ecosystem can recover, then you get help from nature as well. So it's not you that needs to battle this alone. Then the bats and everything comes in and it makes it much easier to handle. Then a multi-level approach has better results during organic pest control. And what I can also tell you is that when you mix oil with water, it's better to use distilled water, as the oil will last longer in the distilled water than in regular tap water. And that was my presentation for today. So I hope you found it helpful. And then I would just like to thank Madeleine as well for her help yesterday when I struggled with my signal. She did a bit of research for me on the products of the month and she assisted me with that. So thank you, Madeleine.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Marianne. There's just been a lot of comments on the chat while you're busy talking. That was absolutely mind-blowing and so helpful, so practical. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, Christine, gaan jy oorneem om ons volgende gas oor te praat?
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Now we've got Johandri Retief from Heidelberg. And Johandri is going to tell us about how she incorporated the oils with her kids and for her and her husband and the kids. Now she's using it every day. Okay, Johanri?
Okay, kan ek begin? Kan julle my hoor?
Yes.
Ja, ons kan, dankie.
Okay, ek gaan net begin. Ek wil net hierso kyk, share screen. Kan julle sien wat ek doen nou?
Hy's nog besig, daar's hy. Hy het nou oopgemaak.
Okay, is dit aan julle kant ook oop? Okay,
Ja.
so I will start with English and then I will gooi dit bietjie rond because my English is very bad. So just excuse me, and then yeah, some Afrikaans. Okay, so for me, I started using doTERRA essential oils about 5 months ago. So Christine gave my mother a sample of the lavender oil because I had a newborn baby who was not sleeping at all, and also a toddler going into terrible twos, and lavender saved me. So Christine saved me and my sanity. So then I started with these oils, and I will never go back to the life I lived before doTERRA. So yeah, this is called Surviving Motherhood, one drop at a time. The oils I use, how, when, and why. So for restlessness, I usually go for these 4 oils. It's lavender, copaiba, cedarwood, and vetiver. So I started with lavender, and I think everyone loves lavender. But for me now, my best oil is definitely copaiba. I bought it about 3 months ago, and I use it daily for almost everything. So I'm a little bit obsessed with copaiba at the moment. So these 4 oils I use in a diffuser, and then also I put it in a roller bottle with fractionated coconut oil, and then I roll it on their feet. But also I put my lavender in my kids' room cream. So after bath time, I rub their whole bodies, and it's usually a whole pamper session of massaging and getting them calm for bed. So with the lavender in the oil, with the lavender in the cream, I can honestly say they get relaxed before I put them down. And it's really been going very well with sleeping in our house. Then for skin irritations, rash, insect bites, I know most moms know what brandbode is. So that is really a big problem, especially with teething. So then I use tea tree, frankincense, and lavender. Those 3, I put in a spray bottle with water, and then I spray it on the bum after changing the nappy. Then after the rash is gone, the skin is a bit rough. Ja, daar's 'n growwigheid aan die vel. Then I put yarrow balm on with cedarwood. So with yarrow balm, I'm a bit stingy because it costs a lot. So I use 2 drops, 1 on each bum, and then it usually sorts it out within a day or 2. Then the rash is completely gone, and also it is as smooth as a baby's bum. So that is what I do with bum rash. And then I use tea tree for insect bites with lavender. And then my daughter had a allergy to soap. We didn't really know what was going on, so we went to the pediatrician. We did a lot of tests. It was a big thing, and she was allergic to waspoeier, gewone ouma. So after that, we had problems with her skin, and I used these 5 oils to sort out all the marks that she had. And then also my husband has a beard. Then he shaved it off a while back. He looked like a teenager again. And then it grew back, and it was like skierpapier on his face. So he played with her and he kissed her, and then he was like, and then she was red on the side of her face. And we were a bit concerned because what is this? And then afterwards we realized it was him that scratched her face. And then also yarrow balm on her face. Hello.
Gaan maar aan,
Okay.
Johanri.
So yeah, we used yarrow balm on her face just once, and it was gone after 1 use. The next morning she woke up looking younger, and it was also completely gone. And then for discomfort, I'm back to copaiba. So my baby is teething now, and it's really not going well at all. With the rash and everything together, she's very irritated. So I use copaiba for her. So I put it in a roller bottle with fractionated coconut oil. What I've seen is that if I put it in the fridge, it is as if it works faster. I think because the metal ball gets cold and the oil is cold, then I roll it on her vangbene and on the kakebeen down. So I would usually spend some time just rolling it on her face and then massaging afterwards. And then she is calm after that. Then I also take copaiba just like that, no diluting, on my finger. And then I would scratch her gums with the copaiba on my finger. And then at Dischem, you get a small, it's like a rubber finger cover thing with Brussels on. That also works like a bomb, and it's really cheap. It's 17 Rand something. So then I drop one drop of copaiba on the finger with the bristles, and then I vigorously rub. And it really takes the pain away. I've tried it on myself just to make sure I don't burn her or hurt her in any way. And it really helps, and it doesn't hurt her at all. And then for the other discomfort is stomach. So my son is not a good eater, but when he eats, it's not healthy food. I'm still working on that. But he gets constipated quite easily. After the Christmas holiday, he was very constipated, and it would be constipation to diarrhea. There was never just a normal. So then I used Zengest. So what I do when I use Zengest for the kids, I drop 2 drops of Zengest in the navel. Then I let them lie down on the changing table or on the bed, wherever we are. And then just for a minute, then I start massaging their stomachs clockwise with coconut oil on the rest of the stomach. And as you push the stomach, you have to massage with bietjie woema. You must druk daai maagie, and then the navel, the oil in the navel seeps out. So it's like a dam that's overflowing. And then I massage it into the rest of the stomach. And it's really 5 minutes. Then both of them have a dirty nappy. So it definitely sorts out the constipation. I do not use it daily, as I don't want to go to the diarrhea side. But when I see they have some discomfort or constipation, I use Zengest, which is usually once a week or maybe twice a week. And then also peppermint for nausea. My son, like I said, doesn't eat very well, but you would go crazy on sweets. Those marshmallow fish you buy at Diamante en Goud, you would eat 10. Yes? Sê iemand iets?
Nee, gaan maar voort.
Goed.
As net iemand wat ingekom het.
So then peppermint is quite strong, so giving it to him is not the easiest to do, but I put just 1 drop in a full bottle of water, so he doesn't really taste it, and then afterwards his nausea is much better. Because he's so small, he can't really tell me that he's nauseous, but I can see, and you know your child, so when he gets down and he's just lying there, then I do the peppermint, and it definitely works. Next, okay. So for the immune system, I think everyone has to have On Guard in their house. I do not have the kids range yet, so I make my own protector blend in a roller bottle with just a few drops On Guard and then coconut oil. And every morning before I take my son to his play group, I roll it at the bottom of his feet for his immune, and he hasn't been sick since we started with doTERRA. So it's definitely been working for us. And then for my daughter, she doesn't go out or socialize or is in a creche or anything. So I just use it twice, not twice, every second day. I use the On Guard foot roller on her because she doesn't need it daily, but definitely I will start using it daily if she starts going to a play group. And then Marianne also spoke about the flu mix in a capsule. So because they are so small, they can't really take capsules. So I put the flu mix in a roller bottle. And then when they get sick, I just roll it at the bottom of their feet. My son had sy bors was nie lekker nie. So then I did this and it really sorted it out within 3 days. But I used it maybe 3 to 4 times in a day. Every time I change his nappy, I would roll the flu mix at the bottom of his feet with the On Guard in the morning as well. And he was really okay within a few days. And then for the breathe, I diffuse breathe in the rooms at night, especially now with the seasons changing and my son with his chest. So that really helps. They can't go a night without breathe. And then also obviously lavender. But the breathe sorts that out. If I hear them sneezing or they have a little cough, I take the roller bottle, the breathe touch. That was the product of the month, I think last month. And I'm really glad that I got that one because I use it daily on myself and then also on the kids. Okay, so then I'm not a professional mom or professional or oil user or anything, but you have to remember with kids, you need to dilute all the time. It is strong. doTERRA oils are very concentrated. You cannot use it just as is because the chances of burning them or hurting them is there. So this is just a chart on dilution, but also there is the book you can download on the doTERRA page. I think it's called Using Oils with Kids or Safe Oils, something like that. And in there, it also tells you how to dilute and using it in the safest way. And then for the moms. So this quote I have here is close to my heart. You can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first. And as a mom, I think most moms know you are just going on and going on and going on nonstop. And then at the end of the day, you realize you haven't spent any time on yourself, not drinking coffee or tea or just sitting down for a second. And if this continues for a few days, you will feel bad. I struggled a bit with depression after both of my kids. So I had them in 2 years. So it's really been going crazy in my house with 2 kids under 2. It's not a joke. So for me, past tense is a must. I use past tense daily. Not because it is relaxing, it really helps with tension, but for headaches. I struggle with headaches. I think it's because I don't drink a lot of water and just because my mind is just going on the whole day with the kids. So past tense really helps me with headaches and relaxation. And then Yarrow Pom and Virage I use together. So I use the Virage range, the face wash, toner, moisturizer, and then the Immortelle serum. I use the Immortelle serum and the moisturizer in the morning because it's not as oily as the Yarrow Pom. And then I use Yarrow Pom at night. For me, it really helps with the redness of the skin and also the bags under my eyes. I don't know if you can see it now, but I'm quite puffy under my eyes because I don't sleep at all. So these two really save my appearance and I just feel fresh after using these products. Also, hormonal changes during pregnancy and after pregnancy. You cannot use any Dischem products, if I say it like that, while pregnant. So Yarrow Pom and Virage really helped me because it is natural. And since I've been using them, I'll never, ever, ever go back to any Dischem or Clicks products. And then I've had 2 epidurals in 2 years, which is quite straining on my back. And there is a Cianavir that's kniping fast. I don't know what you call it now in English, but when I sit for too long, or if I'm in a certain position, my leg gets pins and needles. So there where the epidural went in, there is actually a mark. So it was twice in the same spot in my back. And it really is sore there, especially when it's cold, or if we drove somewhere. Then I use copaiba and deep blue. So first rub copaiba on my back, concentrate there where you can see the mark is, and then deep blue over. And it really helps within a minute or two. And then also for the breastfeeding moms and the moms with kids that constantly sit on your hip, you have this muscle here. I didn't know I had this muscle before I had kids, but here it gets so sore, and it gets really goes into spasm after a day or two, because I'm like this the whole time. It's not a natural position for your body. So deep blue and copaiba really helps for that discomfort and pain as well. And then another product of the month is the Motivate that I got, and I love Motivate. So I would use Motivate when I know a day is going to be crazy. Let's say we need to go do the shopping for the month, or we have a kids party, or something like that, where you know you need energy. Then I take Motivate, I roll it at the bottom of my feet and also at the back of my neck. And I think Marianne also said it's a very nice fragrance. I love the citrus smell, but not only for the smell, it really helps me and gives me the extra boost that I need. And then Claricalm, I've been using it only for a month now, but I love Claricalm. I've seen with my hormones, it goes up and down, and I'm not drinking any voorbehoedmiddels or any hormone, extra hormones. So Claricalm is really a must for me, especially heading to the time of the month. I would roll it on my stomach in the V. I roll it there when I feel pain, or when I know it's coming. And then also just to balance my moods a bit. I think it's a mixture of being a mom and being tired and hormones and everything, but there is some mood swings that I get. So then Claricalm sorts that out for me. I use it daily just to hold it in my system. So Claricalm is in the bathroom on the sink. So when I am getting dressed in the morning, I use it, rub it everywhere that I need to. And yeah, it really helps me. So this is the end of my very short presentation. But I just want to say to all moms that, like this quote, you need to take care of yourself. You need to be the best mom that you can be for your kids. And sometimes we need something extra. There is those crazy super moms who just do it all with no extra help. But for me, I need help. And these oils and doTERRA has really helped me, and the team and the WhatsApp group, just reaching out to someone. It really just eases my mind knowing that there is someone, and there is people who really care and want the best for me and my kids and my whole family. Okay, I think that is